What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 12th episode of the Niche Notable podcast with Nick and Forty. On today's episode, we have Keylen Brodie Adams, who is a redshirt freshman receiver at Virginia Tech. He is from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and last year he played in 3 games before redshirting, and he actually ran for a 47-yard gain against Minnesota in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Keylen, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, man? No, I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, actually, Brodie just signed with Cook Athlete Management Group, which 3 brothers, all from New Jersey. I went to school with 2 of them, Tyler Cook and Owen Cook, and super excited that they signed Brodie on. They're great dudes, and hopefully we can continue with this little partnership in the future, having the guests on the pod.
Yep, definitely looking forward to it.
There we go. All right, so getting right into it, origin story. When did you start playing football? At what age?
I remember it was probably 2nd grade. My cousin, he was coaching a football team at the time, and he kept asking my mom to bring me out there. And I went to like probably the first 2 or 3 practices, and I really didn't think I was gonna like football. So I went out there, and I didn't like it. So I ended up not playing that year. And then the whole season, I would go to his games and still watch him and stuff. And he was saying, even if I don't come play for him, I need to like at least try it. And then the next year, when I was in 3rd grade, I finally went and played for the Little League team. And I've been playing since then.
That's funny. That's definitely a story I haven't heard of before. So
Yeah.
pretty cool. And then growing up, which players did you end up idolizing? Like, who are those big names in the NFL that you grew up watching?
I really try, like, when it comes to like my game, I didn't try to mimic my game after anybody. But my family, we're all Cowboys fans. So like if anything, I would probably say Dez Bryant when I was younger. Like I used to watch him a lot. And then as I started getting older and really start working on my game and my craft and stuff like that, I started just trying to be like the best version of me because it was like there's not gonna be another Dez Bryant, if that makes sense. So I might as well make my own story and be the best I can be.
Yeah, build your own identity. So growing
Yeah.
up a Cowboys fan, what did you think about Dez's catch against the Packers? You remember that controversy in that playoff game?
Yeah, as a Cowboys fan, I believe it was a catch.
Yeah, of course.
It was definitely funny.
Gotcha. So how'd you end up getting your nickname Brodie? What's the story of that?
That's another crazy story that everybody think is like something wild behind it. And then when I tell them, they're always like, really, that's it? But my sister just said bro was too basic. Like, instead of calling me bro, she just started calling me Brodie. And then people in my family my cousin stuff, they start calling me Brodie. And then I think around that time I had first got Instagram and I made it my Instagram name. So I couldn't think of nothing. And then as time went on, like it just kept going. And then I found out people's real name was Brodie. I didn't know that. Like, I always thought that was just a nickname. That's why people now, like some people now still don't know my real name. It'd be funny because they'd be like, Brodie's not your real name. I'm like, no.
All the coaches call you that too and everything?
Yeah, the only one that doesn't is Coach Pride. Coach Pride, the only coach that actually calls me Keylen.
I got you. All right, so what was it like playing as yourself in the video game NCAA 25?
Yeah, I pre-ordered the game because, like, like being in the game, you get a copy of it. I couldn't wait that long. I pre-ordered it. It was definitely a crazy moment because NCAA was a game I used to play often. So not being able to play that and having to play Madden, like I didn't really like Madden. So like when NCAA coming back, it was already like a big moment for me because it was like I haven't played that game in so long. But then being able to play as myself in the game, it didn't really hit me until my friends from back home and stuff, like they all had it. And they was like posting, like they was playing with Virginia Tech and they was like posting and tagging me and they was showing me like what I did in the game. And it was definitely crazy though, because it's not something you think of one day like, oh yeah, I'll be able to play as myself in the video game. You don't really think about that until it happens. And it was definitely a big moment for me.
Yeah, that's everybody's childhood dream growing up,
Yeah.
being a football player. You want to play as yourself in the video game. Thankfully, NCAA, EA Sports came through and released the game right as we're playing in college. Unfortunately, FCS, we don't play in that. We're not in it yet, but hopefully maybe in the next years or something like that. We'll
Yeah.
see. All right, so moving on. What was it like experiencing Bowl Week? You guys played against Minnesota in the Duke's Mayo Bowl this year. What's the festivities like before that game?
It's definitely a fun experience. The events there, they're meant for you to have fun and enjoy yourself. Like you're in a whole nother city. It's definitely meant to have fun, but at the same time, you also got to keep like Coach Pride was telling us, keep the main thing the main thing. So you also have to you have to find a balance while you're there because it's not like you're just there on a fun vacation with your homeboys or something. Like at the end of the day, we still have to play a game. So we will go, you have a little curfew. The first couple of nights, the curfew is later. And as we get closer to the game, the curfew gets shorter. So it was definitely fun though. As that being like my first bowl experience, it was definitely fun just being around the guys, bonding with them, and then getting to play that game. It was definitely fun.
All right, moving on. So what other sports growing up did you play? Was football like your only thing from the get go?
Yeah, I really just played football. I mean, when I got like I'm originally from Ohio. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, and I moved to Virginia Beach at the end of fourth grade in Ohio. So I started fifth grade in Virginia Beach, and by the time I got to sixth, I had ran track for 1 year, and then no, I ran for 2 years. I ran at my first school in sixth grade, then I ran at my second school for seventh grade, and then eighth grade is when COVID started. So when it started, we didn't have a track season, and then by that point, I don't even want to run track no more because by that point, by the time I started high school, I had already had got offers for football. So now I just got to focus on this. Like that's more my priority right now.
Yeah, so you were in high school during COVID. What was that like recruiting wise for you? Because I know for me it was definitely a unique experience. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
So in Virginia Beach, they were still trying to figure out we were going to have a season my freshman year because it started in like I think it was like March of my eighth grade year, and so by the time school started, we were still online. So coaches in my area had put together like a 7-on-7. So it was at like the sportsplex, and it was like a whole bunch of teams, and it was basically like Friday Night Lights. The game, all the high schools put together like a 7-on-7 team. So that was their way of still getting the college coaches to come look at the players, even though we didn't know if we were having a season or not. So I mean, that's kind of where it started at. Probably the first 10 of my offers came probably just off of 7-on-7. And then we end up having the season, and then it just went from there because I feel like I had a good freshman year, my high school year, and then it just kept the ball rolling from there.
Gotcha. And what made Virginia Tech stand out? Said you had a bunch of offers come out of high school. Like, what made you want to go to Blacksburg?
They was my second offer with the old coaching staff because Smitty and D-Tap were the two that offered me. And then we didn't really talk that much though. Like they kind of told me with the talent that you have, this is more of like a recruitment starter. And at the time I didn't understand what they meant. Like, what do you mean? They was like, we're offering you, but we don't see you really coming here. This is to like start your recruitment. So as time went on, we really didn't really talk until Pride got here. And once he got here and I started talking to him, he was explaining his one goal was to bring Virginia Tech back to where it was when all the good players in Virginia came to Virginia Tech. And every time I talked to him, it was just more proof of more Virginia players coming. And every visit I came on, it just felt like home. The culture and the people. Me and my family have a running joke like we've never met a mean person in Blacksburg. Because every time we come up here, you can just be walking down the street and people just, hey, how you doing? Where I'm from, people don't do that. So that's the running joke. You just walk and mind your business. But here, you could be walking and like a random lady down the street. You could be walking down Main Street. And a random lady just, hey, how you doing today? You'll think something weird. And she'll be like, oh, enjoy your day. Just walk off. That's really what it is. Just getting away from where I'm from type thing. And the people here, Pride's idea and his goal, everybody's standing behind him with that.
That's a great community feel. I'm sure like the city of Blacksburg really rallies around you guys.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on. What do you think your best asset is of your game?
Um, I would probably say catching. I feel like when the ball in the air, like it's mine, and for whatever reason, if I can't come down with it, then nobody is. So I feel my ability to like attack the ball and go get it, that's probably the best thing.
I love that. You got that confidence. You got to, any 50-50 ball, you got to have
Yeah.
come your way. You got to have that confidence, go out and get it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. All right, so obviously at Virginia Tech, big FBS school, what is your favorite recovery strategy? I'm sure you guys have, cold tubs, maybe some red light stuff. After a long day's practice, what of those machines are you using to get back on your feet?
And as much as I don't like the cold tub, it's probably the best thing I've done. That was my biggest thing going from high school to college. Because my coaches in high school used to joke with us and tell us during summer, yeah, we about to start having mandatory ice baths. And like we will always joke because we never end up doing it. But they used to tell me, no, when you get to college, they're mandatory. You're gonna have to do it. And I was like, nah, I used to like cryo. I'd rather do cryo. I don't want to get in no cold tub. I'm good. I'd rather stand in the cryo, John, for 30 seconds and be cool. Like that ice tub, I can't do it. But once I got here and they really were mandatory, I still don't like them, but they definitely helped the most.
Yeah, they get easier a little bit over time. It's still that first 20, 25 seconds,
Yeah,
you're
that
freezing,
first,
and then you sort of get a little bit numb. But
yeah. It's like that first 5 seconds, you don't feel it. And then as soon as you stop moving, then the next 20 to
yeah,
25 is like, yeah.
yeah, I got you. Yeah. All right. So as a freshman this year, what was it like learning from some of the older guys in the position room? And if you don't mind, maybe shouting out some names that helped give you some mentorship to build your own game.
I feel like all of the older guys with like, especially with them coming back when I'm first getting here, I feel like I took a little bit of something from all of them. Jay Lane, like he definitely showed me just the work. Between him and Steve guys now, they definitely showed me just the work. And Steve showed me you just got to push through some things. Cause like I've been talking to Steve more, especially since I've had my injury, because he's been through a lot. So I've been talking to him with different recovery stuff and stuff like that. And the receiver I feel like I probably relate to the most would probably be like AG. And that's just from me talking to him and me talking to Coach Mines. Because when I had talked to Mines, I'm hard on myself when it comes to getting better and stuff. So when it came to learning the playbook when I first got here, Mines will always tell me you're gonna mess up. It's a part of the game. You learn a whole new playbook. You're gonna mess up. He will always tell me just mess up full speed, but I never sat right with me messing up in the first place. So I would have meetings with Mines and he would tell me, talk to AG. Y'all going through the same thing. When AG first got here, he was messing up. He took that next step. And I looked at AG as like the bridge between the older guys that came back and the younger guys that's here. Because he was technically still a younger guy, but he had the responsibilities of the older guys. So I really like connected with him more. And I feel like that helped grow our bond because as we're going through it, like mine's was telling me like you're going through the same thing he's going through. And so far it's been the exact same.
I feel like with most coaches, it's you want to fail fast. They don't really like repeat learning. Once you fail, they
Yeah.
give you their advice or whatnot. They don't want you to see you making the same mistake, more than once. I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing with younger players. All right, so moving on. How has your family helped shape your career? What sort of motivations did they help give you to get where you're at today?
They've been my only motivation, honestly, because I just got owe it to them. Because, like I said, I started playing football second, third grade. So from then until now, all the sacrifices that my mom and like my step pops had to make to get me where I am today, all the visits we had to go to, all the camps. When I was in like sixth, seventh grade, we went to Florida like 2 or 3 times for football. It's not like the team paid for it; we had to pay for it. So they had to take time off of work and stuff like that. Gave me the different workouts and stuff, and just them supporting me. Like I can call them and say, yeah, I don't even want to play football no more. And whatever I got to say, they'll be like, yeah, well, we behind you. Whatever you want to do. Like, their support is what keeps me going. Because it's definitely days where sometimes you wake up and just be like, yeah, bro, I don't want to do it today. It's definitely some of
Of
those,
course,
like
everybody has those days.
those 6 a.m. workout days. And it's just like 6
Catch up to
a.m.
you. Yeah.
fall camp days. That'd be the motivation because I feel like I owe it to them. So they definitely keep me going.
Yeah, I'm sure those trips down to Florida, those are great memories that you'll have for the rest of your life. Be able to talk with your family about those trips when you really bonded, I'm sure, through the good times and the bad.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so moving into the niche and notable last question of the day. If you could play with any former NFL quarterback, which one would you choose to catch a ball from? They're the quarterback, they're throwing you. It's 2-minute drill in fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. Who's that quarterback that you want throwing you the ball?
You remember the deep pass that Deshaun Jackson caught going across the middle
Of course, from
to
Mike
Mike
Vick.
Vick?
Yeah.
And there you go. Definitely
Monday
would be
Night
Mike Vick.
Football. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah, I just
got
feel
you.
like
75-yard bomb.
I feel like just a crazy play would happen because the way he was able to move around in the pocket and get out of there and still throw the ball, like I feel like game on the line, like how like the situation you were just saying, it would be a crazy play. So I definitely say Mike Vick.
Yeah. Mike Vick, Virginia Tech legend. I mean, is he have like a giant statue on campus? He was on the cover of the video game back in the day, I think.
Yeah,
Something like that.
he was
That's
on
awesome.
one of the Madden.
All
I
right,
forgot which one
yeah.
it was, but yeah.
Brodie, well, we really appreciate your time. Obviously, headed into your next season, we wish you the best. Excited to see you ball out. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy spending some time with your teammates, and great getting to know you for sure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You got it, man.